The Pakistani regime are doing their best to kind of clean up their image on the international stage, and they've presented themselves as kind of peace brokers. But as recently as during the peace talks in Islamabad, our father actually he got to meet his lawyer finally for the first time in months, and he decided to call off a protest that his party were going to hold.
It would be a bloodbath. If he called for a mass protest, then he very easily could. The Pakistani army would come out in force and they'd open fire as they have in the past. So he's very wary of causing chaos in Pakistan and of what would be a bloodbath.
We just got a call out of the blue from a Pakistani number, unknown number, and luckily Qasim picked it up and quickly got me to get to the phone. He spoke to someone who said, your father's on the line.
It's all so slapdash, the whole process. And if we don't get it right, which has happened in the past, we don't get to speak to him. And then it's another 3-4 months. This time he was definitely the most frustrated out of some of the times we've spoken to him, because it was a lot to do with kind of his eye. But it does seem as though what's happening is they're just doing the very bare minimum with the treatment of his eye, because they're not taking him to a hospital. He's just saying, at least I'm getting an injection now and then.
He said in that conversation that his vision had faded in one eye.
Yeah, he said he's lost about 80–85% vision in his right eye, and he doesn't think that it will ever get back to normal. Well, he spoke a bit about his conditions. So he's not allowed any books in prison. He's not allowed out of his cell apart from maximum 1 or 2 hours a day.
One win that we were able to get him a newspaper every day. So he is getting 1 newspaper per day. So he said he's reading a lot about random celebrity obituaries and things like that, which isn't exactly his usual reading material. Our goal there was to just speak to the UN about the arbitrary detention, about the inhumane conditions, about getting him treatment. We've gone from pushing for him to be released, for pushing for him to get a fair trial, a free and fair trial, to now just hoping that he gets the bare necessities. So it's frustrating for us to have to kind of relegate our ambitions, but at this point we're quite desperate. And we were very, very close. He would teach us everything from cricket to we would just watch movies with him.
I'd say, yeah, also he's a very reassuring type of father, because he's always been incredible at the best person I know I've ever met at handling pressure and loved the outdoors. His favourite thing in the world was, going to the mountains, going on hikes, which as a young teenager sometimes isn't your favourite thing to do, but now I'd love to do that with him. But yeah.